So yeah, this is just not a cool thing to talk about. But you know, it's just one of those things. My son and I have this argument all the time. But Dad, you know, what are the odds? Yeah, the odds are not very likely that you're going to go out this time and get hurt. But you know, the problem is when you do get hurt, if you don't have a head injury, you're 20 times more likely to die if you with a head injury. So about 800 deaths a year from bike injuries. There's about 17,000 hospitalizations every year. And if you get a head injury after your bike accident, you're 20 times more likely to die than if you don't have a head injury. So if you look at people who do get a head injury riding their bikes, 98% of them weren't wearing a helmet when this happened. But if you do wear a helmet, it reduces your risk by 85%. So that's huge, right? So yeah, again, I tell my kid, it's just like, yeah, you know, you go out today and ride your bike, what are the odds you're going to get hit by a car? Probably not real great, but if you do get hit by a car, 85% chance you're going to avoid having a head injury. And again, helmets could have prevented like 3 out of every 4 deaths. So 17 states have helmet laws. California has one as of about 5 years ago. If you're under the age of 18, you're on anything with wheels, bike, scooter, moped, rollerblades, you have to wear a helmet. All right? And I would tell you about every year here at the hospital, we see about 30 to 40 patients with serious bike injuries. And then every year we got 1 or 2 people who die or wind up in a nursing home. It should be wind up in a nursing home, which is even worse, right? You know, from a bad bike accident. So it's pretty bad. So you know, it's just some like you know. So here's a guy. It's hard to tell, but he's got all sorts of problems going on in his chest here. Here's his heart. Here's his abdomen. And he had torn his diaphragm here, and his stomach and everything was up in his chest, and he'd fractured his skull, which is some of the things you're seeing in here, and had to have an operation. We had to take his spleen out. We had to fix his diaphragm. He was in the ICU and for a couple of days, and then had to come back a week later and have his face fixed. But eventually made a pretty full recovery. But this guy had a helmet on. And this one didn't. And so this was about the same. These two happened. These are a couple years ago. This one happened a couple weeks ago, or a couple years ago. But these two happened in the same week. So this guy got hurt. I mean, he had to have an operation, and he smashed his face up. And he had to get that fixed. But he made a full recovery. This person wasn't wearing a helmet. It doesn't project real well, but this is all blood in the head. This is all blood in the head. This is all blood in the head. And then this person died. All right, so we can fix ruptured spleens, we can fix ruptured diaphragms, we can fix broken legs, we can fix broken arms. We have nothing to offer the brain. I can't fix the brain. No, you know, we can take this out, but that's probably like high school, right? So you take out high school, and you know it's bad. And so we really don't have. We cannot. The brain does not heal. You know, whatever gets killed in the injury is dead. There's nothing we can do to fix that. So, you know, we can fix everything else but except the brain.